Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a makeup tutorial for you guys. I recreated a Selena Gomez makeup inspired look here. So I ended up posting a poll on my Instagram account and I had asked you guys if you wanted me to recreate this look or if you just liked it. 100% voted for me to actually recreate this look. So here it is. It is lovely. It is gorgeous. I love it. It's so light, and what I love about Selena Gomez's makeup looks is that she always keeps her skin like really light, looking healthy, looking natural, but sometimes with like a pop of a bold lip at the very end, which is what I love. I love that signature. So I am going to create this look for you guys. If you want to know how I ended up recreating this look, just keep on watching. So I've actually already gone ahead and applied, or at least prepped my skin already with like my moisturizer, my sunscreen, because that's something that I wear every single day, even if I don't leave the house. It's just a habit of mine. Anytime you are working with makeup, you definitely want to make sure that your canvas is basically ready and set to go. Otherwise, it's just not going to work out and things aren't going to blend correctly. But first things first, I make it a habit to make sure that I stay hydrated, because let me tell you, in the wintertime, my lips get so dry. And sometimes I wonder, is it because of the season or is it because I'm just not drinking enough water as I should? And this tumbler is my favorite. I mean, look at this beast. From Starbucks. And it actually comes with a straw, but I don't use a straw because I kind of got a little lazy of having to clean it all the time. But it has like these like studs, and it's clear and it's like colorful, and when the light or when the sunlight hits, like it just makes it all look so magical. Like if I'm drinking like this magical water. I don't know. What was I trying to say? The fountain of youth. It's basically like if I'm drinking the fountain of youth, if it actually exists out there. For future reference, let me know what you prefer. Either no light or light. Let me know, because I think beauty tutorials are just a little bit different. Let's get started. What I really love about this makeup from Selena is that it's so light, so natural, and then all she has is like that bold lip at the end, which she looks awesome and amazing. I'm actually really a fan of like natural looks and light looks. Like I'm not into like a ton of makeup. Though every now and then I'll do it because I like to experiment and just have a little fun and just feel like I'm going somewhere even though I'm actually not going anywhere. But in general, if you were to ask me like what is your, like go-to makeup, I'm really into like natural looks or natural makeup, no makeup looks. I really like those because it's just, I don't know, it's light. In this case, I usually put on a primer, but I'm not going to. Primers, I tend to use them mostly like in the spring and summertime because I tend to have like combination skin, so I get super oily on my T-zone and then really dry like around here. So I'm not going to use a primer this time around. I am going to use the Tinted Moisturizer Oil Free Broad Spectrum SPF 20 sunscreen from Laura Mercier. Probably my favorite tinted moisturizer of all time. I actually probably use this one more than the regular foundation from Laura Mercier, which I also have. But this one, I just really like it because it's great for like natural looks, for light. If you are also wanting to achieve more of like a dewy look as well, this is really perfect and it's my favorite. Whether it's my foundation or my tinted moisturizer, I like to mix in the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow Instant Soft Focus Beauty Flash. It just really gives a really nice glow to your complexion and your makeup look. So what I've been doing, I actually combine a little bit of each. So I do a little bit of the moisturizer and a little bit of this, and then I mix it together with my fingers, or you can use a brush, mix it together with my fingers, and then I apply. When it comes to applying foundation or tinted moisturizer, I actually do not use a brush or a sponge. I used to before, but then I just feel like they just really soak in a ton of product, especially the sponges. Like, nothing against the sponges. Like, I think the sponges are great for like natural looks, absolutely. But once you think about it, it is a sponge after all. And what do sponges do? They soak, they suck in. So I just feel like the sponge will usually absorb a ton of product, and these products aren't cheap to begin with. So I just am in the habit of using my fingers mostly. So who knows what can happen in this video? I do not have it planned. I'm just going to start applying this. There's just something about, I don't know, I guess kind of like the heat from your fingertips, like gives the product the opportunity to actually really blend and spread around versus a brush, because sometimes I feel like brushes kind of streak. When I first started using makeup, I didn't own any brushes or anything like that. I would just always use my fingers. And I think that if you can achieve a look by using your fingers, like, you'll be fine. It still looks like my skin, which is the reason why I love this tinted moisturizer, which you can definitely build up. But in this case, since I am trying to achieve sort of like that light, natural tone to this entire makeup, I just really like that it still looks like my skin, but a little better. When it comes to concealers, I love to use the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. I'm just going to apply this here. I kind of do like a little triangle, and then here, because I tend to get kind of red in that spot. I'm also really red on the sides of my nose, so I do there. And then if I have any like blemishes or something, I'll usually kind of go like this, just really lightly, and then at the center of my chin. I'm going to be very gentle on the bronzer, but I am going to use the Tarte Park Avenue Princess, the Amazonian Clay Bronzer. There is a matte bronzer, but this is the non-matte bronzer. So I am going to go a little light on this, not too much, because again, her look just doesn't seem very, very defined. It's just a bit more natural. So, but I do want a little bit of color and not look so pasty white. Just going to keep this very light. And this is like my favorite bronzer of all time. Just a little. Just trying to be very gentle with this. I'm looking at her picture here. Thinking about in regards to her makeup collection, she has, I think, cream blushes, I believe. So that's actually what I'm going to use. I guess I'm going to use more of a cream blush. I'm going to use the Han All Natural Multi-Stick in the color Innocence. I think their packaging is really, really cute. And then that is the color. So I really like these like multi-sticks because you can use them as like blushes, you can use them as lipsticks, you can use them, you know, as shadows. Like, I just really like it, and they really give like a natural look that I love. I'm just going to start out really light, like that, and then just blend. So I wasn't sure how this was going to look like on my skin, or if I was going to like it or not, or if it would somehow make my skin like really oily. But surprisingly, I haven't had that experience, and I've really been liking them. Hourglass, the ambient strobe lighting powder in Euphoric Strobe Light. So I'm just going to take a fan brush and then just slowly or lightly go over the top of my cheekbone, the tip of my nose, a little bit here, not too much, and then here, and then of course here, which I'm going to reapply towards the end again anyway, and then maybe here, and then here, and call that good. The little L'Occitane balm, I haven't seen this one in a while, but it's in Rose, and I really like it. It's one of my favorites. And it's so moisturizing. We are going to do the brows. And in this case, her brows are defined, but I'm not going to define them as much. So let me see what I can do here. I'm gonna brush them. So now I'm going to use this brown eyeshadow from Ulta. This is actually what I use on my brows, and it's in the color Coffee Bean. I'm just going to try to fill in, not really define, if that makes any sense. Your brows are like sisters, they're not twins. So it's like every brow doesn't have to look exactly identical like the other. Like there's no way. Like for me, sometimes I notice that I have one brow thicker than the other, and that's just by nature. Some people where it's like their brow is like kind of arched up a bit more and then their other one isn't. So I just don't believe that. I'm not in that mindset where your eyebrows should look completely identical, because it's not natural at that point. I will want them to stay in place, so I actually use the Maybelline Great Lash in clear. And this is amazing. This is actually a mascara, but I use this for my brows to keep them in place. Really, really liking how everything is looking so far, because it still looks like my skin. It's still light, it's still natural, and yeah, so that's the entire point. I'm going to use the MAC Prep and Prime 24-Hour Extend Eye Base. There's something about the MAC formula that just really works well for my lids. This primer, if you have oily lids like I do, is the best, and I highly, highly, highly recommend it. The PIXI Crayon Combo, this one's really awesome because one end is to brighten, the other one is to lighten. But for my eyeliner, I tend to use the brighten one because this color in itself is just natural looking, and I really, really like it because the light just really tends to open up your eyes even more. And if you have big eyes or like almond eyes, even better. The moment you start to use like a dark liner, it kind of sort of closes your eye a bit. Not that it's not nice and it's not pretty. I love it, especially for a dramatic look. But for a natural look, I just really like using something like this to just really brighten my eyes, make them look like they're awake, and just a little bit more natural looking. I need more water because I don't know what's going on with my throat. In regards to her eye look, I was actually planning on putting fake falsies on, but I realized that the glue that I had lent someone was never given back to me. So I don't have eyelash glue, unfortunately. So just kind of looking at her eye makeup, it seems like there's a little bit of like maybe a bronze color to it. So I'm going to start out with the base. For the base, I like to use the MAC eyeshadow in the color Malt. It's actually matte. So I really like this eyeshadow because it's just a really, really perfect base color to use. And no matter what color you end up applying on top or over it, it's just amazing. Like it just really intensifies the colors even more. I'm going to apply this on the lid, and it's sort of like a skin tone color, and I really, really like it. Even by wearing this alone, I think it's just really, really, really pretty. And I'm going to apply just a little bit below. This one here, which is another MAC eyeshadow, is called Tête à Tint. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's also really another nice, like natural, neutral color to also make it look like, you know, it's my skin. So I'm just bringing that upward just a bit. So the other color I'm going to use is Paint by Number eyeshadow, also from MAC. And I'm actually going to apply just a little bit of this on the crease to just kind of bring a little bit more warmth, but without being so harsh, just like that. What I did notice though on her eyes, it seems like she has sort of like a bit of a copper tone to it. I would recommend using Pacifica, which is the Natural Beauty in the color Treasure. Really lovely copper tone, which it's just beautiful and gorgeous. The other one that I would actually use and also recommend is also by MAC, and this is the Sweet Heat Extra Dimension eyeshadow. I'm going to start out with Pacifica. And I think this might be sort of like that copper tone I'm looking for. Up next, I'm going to do sort of like a little natural subtle highlighter in the corners of my eyes, and I'm going to use this MAC eyeshadow, which is my favorite one to use for the inner corner of my eyes, and it's in the color Grain. And apply. And this will just help to brighten up. So now I'm going to curl my eyelashes. I'm really happy my Instagram followers voted for this. And there's so many looks that I'm going to be doing, but this one I really, really love. Passage, I think that's how you say it. I had researched so many eyelash curlers, and this one had really good reviews. So up next, I'm going to use one of my favorite mascaras, and it's by Arbonne, and it's called Speak Volumes Mascara. And I really like it because Arbonne it's a vegan brand, so it doesn't contain any like harsh chemicals or nothing like that on their beauty products. Really love just the look of this mascara. It is a little bit kind of like on the watery side. I really take my time when it comes to putting on mascara because my eyes are like my favorite features, and it's like the one feature that I get the most compliment. It's really, really, really lovely. And the last step that I like to do before I apply on an actual lip product is I'm going to sort of kind of make sure everything stays a little bit together. So I'm going to finish off by adding a little bit of powder all over my face, and this is the Chanel Les Beige number 30. And it's a really pretty powder, which comes with like its own brush, and that's what the color looks like. I just take a little bit and underneath my eyes. That way everything stays and nothing gets moved around. So now I'm going to take one of these bigger brushes and then just apply a little bit. And I'm actually going to apply it where I tend to get oily the most, so that's on my T-zone area. And that's it. Right, so the finale. In my opinion, it looks orange to me, but I know perfectly well that she's probably using her reddest liquid lipstick that she has. So I am going to use the MAC Crayon Anything Goes. And this is a little bit kind of like on the semi-matte, so that's why I'm going to go for this. I thought of using like a liquid lipstick, but there's a little bit of shine to that, so this seems a little bit like matte. Because it is matte, though I don't wear matte, I am going to go with this one here. And I'm going to be very careful with this. This is really pretty. Look how gorgeous this is. So I'm going to use my Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray, which is perfect to control the oil if you have oily skin. So I'm just going to finish this off. And voila, we are done. The final Selena Gomez inspired makeup look. I really, really love it because it's still like on the really light natural side. Everything still looks like my skin. I have the pop of color. All of the colors on my eyes are just like more of a bronze, like neutral, natural tones, and it's just a really, really lovely makeup look. I love this, and I'm actually thinking of incorporating this look a bit more because it is just lovely. And that's the thing that I love about Selena Gomez, is that anytime she has done her makeup tutorials or routines, she has kept it like really light, and then sometimes she'll just finish off with like that pop of like a bold lip. So this is really, really lovely. I'm going to turn off my light so that you can actually see what this looks like. And it is just lovely. It is so lovely. I mean, look at this. Even like in natural lighting, it's just, it looks absolutely amazing. Really, really pretty. Again, you just really see like the bronze look, the natural tone. My skin still looks like my skin, but just better. And the pop of color. So this is just, I love it. That is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this look. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to comment below what you really liked about this look and what other inspired looks you would like for me to do. I have a few more coming up. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I would really, really appreciate it because there is a ton of content I'm going to be creating. So thank you so much for watching, and be sure to follow me on Instagram because I am active on there all of the time. So until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.